Hey YouTube, it's Chris here again, and today I'm going to be cooking up a salad and some karaage chicken, which is a Japanese crispy chicken, all keto, low carb, friendly. So for the salad, we're going to have our rocket and spinach mix with some caramelized onions with balsamic vinegar, as well as our chopped up pieces of roasted pumpkin, seasoned with plenty of garlic, a few different herbs. We're also putting a few roasted pine nuts and slivered almonds on there as well, just to get that nutty, crunchy flavour. And then finishing it off with a little bit of avocado on top and a bit of ghost cheese. This one is really enjoyable. It is absolutely delicious. It's really quick to make, and you will impress everyone when you cook it because they're going to absolutely love it. I can guarantee that. It's been a hit many, many times before. Also, while I've got you, make sure you go and hit that like and subscribe button down the bottom. It helps heaps. Make sure your mates don't miss out on these videos because they're only going to get better and better. And if you've got any suggestions about what to make, any recipes that you want made, guys, put them in the comments. I will read all of them personally and I will get around to it. Alright, so we're going to start with our pumpkin. Take off the bottom of the pumpkin, its butt, and we're going to empty out the seeds. These are actually quite nice if you want to roast them up, but I was busy doing this, so I had no time for that. Alright, chop them up into even-sized cubes as best you can. Alright, make sure the knife's nice and sharp because it'll tend to bounce around otherwise. And it's chopping. Next, guys, bit of oil on there. It's going to help all our spices, salt and whatnot to grip. Then we're going to give our garlic a nice good squish and peel it. Then we're going to pop it in our garlic squasher or garlic crusher and give it a good old crush. Get that in there. You can never have too much garlic, guys. I'm going to put a bit of garlic powder in, full forewarning. Get a bit of salt. We've been using the light salt. Everyone can Salt Bay. But look at this, guys. This is just for you on YouTube. Look at that. I should have some sunnies and some porn music on right about now, but look at that. That is great. Beautiful. Next, I've got a bit of the garlic and herb salt-free mix. Make sure you get plenty of that in there. I've already put the salt in for it. So get lots of it to get full coverage. Here's the garlic powder. You can never have too much garlic, you know. Lid on. Once you've got the lid on, we're going to give it a hell of a good shake to try and get the coverage. Now, if you're not thinking ahead and using a tiny little bowl like me, you'll find that the herbs did not mix around very well. Get yourself a spoon, give it a stir, and then pop your lid back on. And do double the work. So whack your lid back on, give it another shake again, and just learn that for next time that probably should have used a bigger bowl. But we want to get that evenly covered because we don't want any flavourless bits. Get your baking paper, pop it on the tray so we don't have a naked pan, and then spread your pumpkins out evenly. You don't want them touching. I've heard pumpkins are a bit sort of claustrophobic, so really we just want to keep them spread out so the moisture can get out and they don't get soggy, because crispy is what the salad's all about. That's why we got the crunchy nuts and a bit of crunchy chicken. Have a look at that. In she goes to a 180-degree oven for about half an hour. I think that's 375 F for the Americans there. Now, peel your onions. Guys, remember to have a piece of chewing gum while you're peeling these, because when you're peeling and chopping onions, that horrible feeling in your eyes can be completely eliminated by having chewing gum. So get stuck into that. Chop them as even as you can. Don't really worry too much. They can be, basically you want half moons here. Chop them up nicely, and then we are going to get them into our pan with a bit of oil. Make sure it's nice and hot, and a bit more Salt Bay here. Didn't want to slow it down for you guys there. Onions in the salt is actually going to help the onions brown a little bit. It's going to draw out a bit of moisture. Make sure you spill a bit of onion there. Alright, rectify your issues that you've spilled all that onion and pop them back in your pan. Once you've got that done, we're going to pop a lid on and give it a bit more stir. My enthusiasm really got got the better of me before and the onions came flying out. So, bit of water as well. This is going to help create a nice steamy environment, which is going to break the onions down more. Once we've got them, a bit of a flip there. And you see the brownness we've got? That's what the salt was doing. It was kind of caramelizing it a bit. Then we've got our balsamic vinegar. We're going to put a good slug of that in there. Don't worry about measuring it too much. If I had to say how much it was, I'd say about 2 or 3 good tablespoons, and then give that a nice mix. All right, then we're going to give it a good stir. We've pulled the lid off now. So this was going on for about 20 to 30 minutes. So keep adding water when it looks like it's drying out, and then keep stirring it and letting that moisture evaporate off. And she's starting to get pretty thick and sweet here. So we're getting a bit more water in there to stop it burning on the bottom. And then we're coming up to where we're going to put in a bit of butter and a little bit more of the balsamic vinegar. Look out for that steam. Man, that many times I've opened the damn oven and been hit in the face with that massive wall of steam. It sucks. Then we're going to give our pumpkins a good turnover. Alright, they want to be not soggy on the bottom. We're going for maximum crunch, remember guys, maximum crunch. Stick them back in, give them another 20 or 30 minutes in there. Just check on your own oven, honestly, some ovens are better than others. Butter in, good knob of butter there. Mix it in, it's going to start melting, and that's what happens to butter in a hot pan with a bit more balsamic vinegar and a good grind of pepper into that. Alright, keep it on that medium heat and keep moving it around so we're not sticking to the bottom, because once you start burning these onions, they're not good. The water helps to get that off, but look at them. That's nice. They taste really good too, trust me. Alright, nuts back into the pan, keep them moving. They love to burn and no one likes wrecked nuts, and they're expensive, damn things. Keep them moving. I had it a bit hot here, but don't worry too much. If you keep moving them, they're not going to burn. There's really little bits burnt. Alright, into the little decorative glass just for YouTube. We're going to do that. Same with the pine nuts. Let's get them constantly moving and brown, delicious. Then we're going to get them decoratively into our glass for YouTube. Alright, get them all out and then get a load of these pumpkins. They've finished, so went and got those again. Look at them. Avocado. Now, this is going to go on top, alright? I had a few issues here, I'm not going to lie. Something went wrong, and here it goes. Piff. There it is. Alright, bugger. Alright, go and pick that up. Walk yourself back to where you're chopping, and then we can get on with peeling our avocados. Alright. This is actually one of the easiest ways to get the most out of your avocado. Nick it down the middle. Peel these off, start at the nice sharp corners to peel it off, and then you're left with a lot more avocado than digging it into it with a spoon or, hacking at it certain ways. I've seen people do it with knives, but spoons are the most common, and you just miss a lot of avocado. And at the price they are in bloody Australia, I'll tell you what, you do not want to be having to buy more avocado than you need. Alright, cube these up. And just make sure you take out any bits that aren't real nice. If there's any brown bits or things like that, pull them out. And then we're going to keep cubing them. Then we're going to put them in another decorative YouTube bowl. And pick them up off the bench. Hopefully you have a clean bench and you wiped it down like I did so you don't get any germs. Bit of lemon in there. Good bit of zing, but it also stops them going brown. Then we've got our more grinding of the pepper and a little bit more salt in there, the old potassium and sodium salt, which you need on the old keto because you're not holding as many electrolytes. We're going to start heating up our oil, and we're going to get onto this chicken that is super crispy. So 2 scoops of raw unflavoured whey protein, raw just being the flavour that this one is, which is none. An egg into your bowl, start whisking that up, and then we are going to add a little bit of water because it was a bit too thick. So give that a real good mix there. This is going to help our protein stick to the chicken itself. Don't season the eggs, it can do some funny stuff. The salt actually causes some trouble with the egg protein. So bit of salt in the protein itself and on the pepper because it's going to be pretty quickly going straight to the fryer. A bit more garlic, Guys, you know I love my garlic. This one, I think it's lost a bit of potency and there's a few chunks in there. It is a bit older than I'd like, but yeah, I bought it in bulk at Costco and I can't bring myself to throw it out. If the chunks do bother you, you can just sift them out, but I'd already put my pepper in and I didn't want to waste the pepper because it would get caught in the sieve, so I just squashed it with a spoon. Guys, we're going to make our 3D chicken resemble 2D chicken. So get your hammer out, get your baking paper on there, and we're going to have it resemble roadkill. Get it in the chicken so it is stickier for the protein powder to really stick to it, and then we're going to get it into some hot oil. We've got the oil on a medium heat and just pop it in there. Now don't do what I did and grab a spoon to try and flip this chicken because it is bloody next to useless. I ended up mucking around with the chicken for quite a few minutes with a spoon, and all you're going to do is just splash hot oil everywhere and you'll feel like a bit of an idiot afterwards. Get one, some comfort food for yourself after you've been mucking around with your spoon. And eventually, I think the coin penny dropped and I got out some tongs, which you should just get from the start. So take advice from my mishaps here and get yourself some of the tongs, and then you'll have one attempt and one success. And look at that. Have a look at that. That is the crispiest looking chicken I've ever seen. KFC, keto fried chicken. Second one in. Guys, once you've put it in, just make sure you give it a quick stir or a bit of a shake at the bottom without slushing your oil everywhere, because you don't want them sticking. They don't generally stick, but once you've cooked a few, you'll see that little brown patch there that got a little bit stuck. Look at it, look at it, look at it. Alright, time to get our salad actually put together. So I've got some spinach and rocket leaves here in a nice little bowl, which you can hardly see because it's all bulging out the sides. We're going to spread our pumpkin all over evenly. It's now nice and crispy. It's cooled down a bit. The spices are covering it. Our garlic and herb mixture has a bit of rosemary, a bit of thyme in there. It's really quite nice. Time for the tangy lemon avocado. Spread that everywhere in individual cubes as best you can. So we've already mixed them up, so they should be all pretty separate. Then we're onto our caramelized onions, the balsamic, tangy, buttery, sweet. Really offsets some of the sourness from the cheese we're going to be putting on, and the tanginess of the lemon in the avocado. It's absolutely stunning. Next we're putting on our goat's cheese, or goat's feta, so just crumble that up all over it. This stuff's quite sticky, but man, it is the best cheese I reckon I've ever eaten. Super, super tangy, and it's creamy, and it's quite soft and nice. So get 3 bits of that on. Use as many or as little as you like. Then we're going to get our not wrecked nuts all over the salad. And if you are really trying to watch your calories, guys, don't put too many nuts on because they're quite dense. They've got 9 calories per gram inside them. They're high in fat, which is good fats, but you just be careful with putting too much in. Have a look at that. That is a fully loaded salad if ever I have seen one myself. Look at it. There's not a gap. Bit of rabbit food poking out there, but generally try and cover that up and hide it underneath. Now we're going to chop our chicken, and we're definitely going to have some sound effects here. I'm going to just let the volume up a bit so you can hear the super satisfying crunch of when the knife hits this bad boy. Well, I don't know about you guys, but I certainly got goosebumps hearing that chicken getting cut. It really, that crispy sound, there's nothing better. But put the rest of it on your salad, and then we'll serve it up after we have a good look at how crunchy that stuff is. Goodness. Cannot wait to get into this one. Let's have a go. The moment has come. We are going to serve these bad boys up. Alright. Not sure the best way of this, but let's just have a go. That looks awesome. Alright, one down. Collect some nice chickeny bits in there. Pop them in. Make sure you get a bit of everything, you don't want to miss out on anything. Plenty of pumpkin, plenty of crispy chicken. If you heard that when we were chopping it, damn, it sounds extremely crispy. Everyone likes crispy chicken. Alright, so that's ready. Delicious. Let's have a taste. Now we got the moment that you've all been waiting for. We're going to actually have a taste of this fine chicken karaji salad. So get in. We've got the goat's cheese, the chicken, the pumpkin. Let's get into it. Try and get a bit of everything. That avocado, delicious. Crunch of the chicken, super crispy. Amazing what that whey protein can do on the outside of chicken. Super nice. What do you think, Chook? What are your thoughts?
Really good. I just got a bit of pumpkin and some of that caramelized onion in my mouthful, and that was really nice. Really kind of sweet. Yeah, it really suits the dish. Beautiful. Can't wait to try the chicken. Delicious,
guys. If you're watching this at work and you know you shouldn't be, you know what you're having for dinner, get stuck into it. I can tell you, you'll be happy that you did. And we'll see you in the next one. Make sure, before you go, you like and subscribe to our channel. If you don't, I can't keep making these because it takes a lot of time. Alright guys, thanks very much for joining in, and we'll see you next time.